Well, the last time I talked about Titan Season 2, I did a video where I discussed several episodes. It was sort of a Titan Season 2 so far type deal. And but the main thing, or conclusion there, was that every other episode was good. And the reverse was bad. And so ended that review on a bad episode called Atonement, and figured, well, as it was rolling through, I expected the next one, just by the rule of every other, to be good. Well, that pattern has reached its end, because Fallen was pretty bad. That was the episode following Atonement, which Atonement sets it up with a stupid idea in which Dick Grayson feels guilty over the whole Jericho story, and but he made up for it and was open and honest to Jericho about the whole plot and everything, and then he just sort of left out the detail that Jericho died trying to save him, and for whatever reason he didn't tell the other team, and so now they're mad, so they break up. It's just, boy, they just wanted certain things to happen, but they couldn't figure out how to get the characters there, and it was just really, really sloppy. And so they're all mad, and they split up and leave, except for Beast Boy. And Dick says, well, I gotta go run away and make up or find myself or whatever. And but don't worry, buddy, just call me and we'll know what to do. So he goes and confronts Deathstroke, and then because Deathstroke told him it was his fault and he needs to be by himself and away from the other team, or he'll kill them all and all this sort of crap. Well, the idea that he would stay away from them because he fears Deathstroke would kill him would be something. But instead, he's guilt-ridden, and actually, as if he believes Deathstroke's view on this. Deathstroke killed his son, and that's what happened. So Dick says, yeah, I'm bad. So Dick gets himself arrested at the end of the episode, and so here he is, the idea of the hero goes to prison scenario, which wouldn't have been a bad idea, depending on how they get him there. A better idea would have been Deathstroke frames Dick Grayson for a crime he didn't commit, and he's in prison. And the frame-up is so good that members of his team even believe it's probably true, and decide to, well, this is it. This whole Titans thing was stupid, and we don't believe in Dick anymore, and all that sort of thing. That would have been a better scenario, but that's not how it happened. It's this sloppy setup. So, but still, well, even with a bad setup, could they have a pretty cool? No, not really. It's all pretty predictable. So, MS-13 is there, but then of course there's two guys who are legal aliens, and so they're on their way to be deported, but they're locked up with hardened criminals here, and Dick Grayson, who has assaulted police officers but is suddenly locked up in this correctional facility. I don't know. So, the two guys, I believe they're brothers. I don't see, boy, for some reason I couldn't pay attention. It just didn't capture my interest. And so reluctantly, Dick decides he's going to have to help them. Because they'll get hurt. They have an escape plan to get away so they won't be deported and all this sort of thing. What's the guy with, I forget what his part of it was, but anyway, someone gets murdered, blah, 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 blah. Dick ends up helping them. Meanwhile, as it turns out, one of them believes in a myth about a god or a mythical creature or whatever, a bird creature who comes in the night to save them from evil or what have you. So, gee, I wonder who the bird is. And he's got the little bird drawn on the wall and everything. So this will be the inspiration for Dick to become Nightwing. Yes. And of course he does end up helping them escape, and they get away, and then he's left behind to get beaten by the guards, who are all upset and mad. And at least they acknowledged that, yes, Dick Grayson was a police detective when the series began, which they quickly forgot about and just never mentioned it again. And so Dick was at risk being a cop in prison, but he felt he deserved whatever was coming to him and all that sort of crap. It just doesn't come together. It's really, really bad. And I mean, the guy playing Dick Grayson is the best actor I've seen do the role. He's just wasted on this. And this could have been an interesting thing, but how it got there is terrible, and what happens there is just pretty lazy and stupid. And he's still there, so I guess we'll see what happens in the next episode, but it just wasn't all that great. And it's too bad, because they make nods and mentions of the DC universe in it. They mention Superman, and of course Bruce Wayne has made an appearance, all that sort of stuff. So they could have just said that what the real inspiration for Nightwing was, which was, of course, the original Nightwing was Superman. That's right, yes. He and Jimmy Olsen took on the sort of Batman and Robin type aliases while in the city of Kandor, the bottled city of Kandor, where Superman didn't have any powers. So he became Nightwing and Flamebird. So eventually, Dick Grayson adopts the name Nightwing. Yeah, how about that? Well, they just decided not to bother with that. Speaking of Superman, yes, Superboy is wandering around the streets after it looked to me like he slaughtered a bunch of police officers. They said he hurt them. So I was like, it looked a lot more rough to me at the time. But anyway, so Beast Boy, after abandoning him there, decides, I better go find him. So he does. And they head back to Titan's Tower, where they get captured by Cadmus and Mercy Graves. In this version of Mercy Graves, we see a little more of her. And again, I wasn't paying attention, so I guess she's in a lesbian relationship and has some kids. So I guess she's, not romantically involved with Lex Luthor in this version. Well, whatever. Anyway, so that's her little setup. And then I guess they're kind of positioning her to be an ongoing villain here, since we're not going to get Lex Luthor, of course. And she basically just talks Superboy into coming back because he's lost and confused and doesn't know what to do. So hopefully maybe that'll lead to something better, because right now, again, the Superboy episode called Connor is the absolute best they've done, and that includes the first season as well. So maybe it should just spin off into the Superboy series. But anyway, so there's that. And then she discovers Beast Boy there and brings him in. And she even knows about, the Doom Patrol and all that sort of thing. So it was kind of a nice little tie-in there. Except they reused the original Niles Calder footage, which wasn't Timothy Dalton. So in the recap, they're saying it's an alternate universe. So, well, I don't know. But anyway, but it doesn't really do much, and it's not all that great. And then finally, the worst subplot is Raven, who goes off, runs away to join an after-school special, where she talks to some other girl at a soup kitchen, and it's tough being a teen, yeah. And, she has, I guess, a boyfriend who's abusive, even though I think this girl's a lesbian. And apparently already has a crush on Raven. And then Raven lets loose her crappy CGI powers and whips this guy around. And then they decide to go off and be friends and whatnot. And then, but the guy runs away, but Raven lost track of one of her crappy little CGI things, and it infects a gargoyle. And the gargoyle comes to life and flies after the evil boyfriend or whatever he is, and murders him. The police find his body, and it's all chopped up and stuff. So, yeah, Raven's got a problem. So Wonder Girl shows up and says, "Oh man, we've got a problem," but all she knows to do is call Dick, and of course you can't call him because he's in prison. So, oh no. Well, as for the other characters, I don't know. So, Again, this show suffers from too many episodes. They don't have the material to fill it up. They needed to shrink it way down. And there's other means by which to get the characters where they want them to be. You know, like I said, Deathstroke could have framed Dick, and that would have made a better storyline, I think, rather than just Dick says, you know what, Deathstroke's right, I'm a bad guy, I need to go to prison. No, that's a dumb way to get your hero into prison. So yeah, the every other episode thing no longer applies now, because that's 2 episodes in a row that are just pretty bad. There's worse out there, of course, but still pretty bad. But it got renewed for a 3rd season. How about that? At least, you know, that's the announcement. So there you go. I guess good enough for DC, I suppose, or maybe somebody. I don't know, but these were 2 bad shows. All right, hopefully it'll get better next week. Thank you for watching and listening. Why not like and subscribe, and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores that have plenty of goodies for you.